2 tubes of caulk. Now, as a professional, and when I say professional, I mean I do this as a profession, day in, day out, I would not cut this straight, and really I've never seen this cut straight, only on the internet. Now, 2 main reasons why I would never cut this flat. These tubes, the nozzles, are flexible. So take a look. With the one that's cut flat, when you're using this, then when you fill in your joint, you're going to have to hold this flat to it. You can't keep it on an angle. You're going to have to keep it vertical. With this nozzle flexing, then as you're drawing it across the surface, it's springing and wants to catch up all the time. You're not drawing it, you're more or less pushing it. Cut on a 45-degree angle, you're able to lie this flat onto the crack, onto the joint, and then draw this and have control, smooth. If we take a look on this piece of timber, see how the nozzle flexes. You're able to just draw that and keep control, keeping that flat and keeping all the caulk going into the gap. With the one that's been cut flat, you've no choice but to hold it and keep it at that angle. If you start to bring it back, then you're defeating the object. You're allowing the caulk to flow out to the end. It's not going where you want it. So then when you are keeping it vertical, like I say, you are more or less pushing, and then you see how it's bending and it wants to jump. I've got my mock-up wall skirting board and the gap running quite wide at this end here. I've already cut this nozzle because this is the larger end of the gap. Now, when applying this, straight away I'm going to start to lose material. I'm going to be wasting material. So you're either having to hold this right the way up and the casing will hit the wall. That's the furthest you can get with it. So again, you've got quite a bit of a gap there, and like I say, it will jump and it will not want to run right. And that is just round. Cut at a 45-degree angle, enough to cover this gap, and will sit neatly here. I'll be losing less material and that caulk will be going exactly where I want it because of that flat edge. It's also elliptical, that's not round, so straight away I've got 2 thicknesses I can work with. Sit it here, run it along and turn it slightly, and that will widen. That will give me enough to get in there. Starting with this nice and tight. Okay, it's starting to come out there. Now I can proceed. All that caulk is going into that gap. There's hardly anything sitting over the top, and whatever does I will be able to smooth back. Okay, so I'm going to turn it a little bit now and just keep turning that. Going a bit slower. Okay. You're probably thinking that looks proper ugly. But simply wet rag, filling blade, don't need anything special. You could, if you wanted to, save these spatulas from your 2-pack, neaten up the edges a bit, wipe them and smooth it off with that. But I'm just going to use my blade, what I have all the time, wet it in, that's important, and then just run it along. Come back the other way. And then if need be, and sometimes you may get some on the wall and you think, oh, I need to get that off. Again, wet your blade, put that on the surface, put your damp cloth there, that's not going to remove any caulk, and just run that along. There you go. And that is how you get the neatest fill without wasting too much stuff and too much time. No point in doing that. Waste of time. I can fill because it's elliptical. And just see how far this has gone down the back, because some people seem to think that you can get it down the back, but I've used hardly any stuff there, and I'll just remove this off the end and we'll see where it is. So just get a little bit closer there, so you can see how that's gone down. No problem there. So I possibly did run the caulk a bit too quick initially, but that's good, that's okay. So on a rough surface, working with this, you notice how, like I say, it flexes. Well, that will help ride those undulations, make it easier. Trying to work that way, you just wouldn't do it. You would resort to doing that. But overall, that's good. Well, the main reasons why I would cut that on an angle are because of the flexing, and then you're saving a lot of caulk and time, less cleaning, it's more efficient.